Welcome to our vlog. Here's the question. Is it okay to be angry with God? Thank you for all of you who responded. The first statement is anger a fruit of the Spirit? Do you feel good and right and whole when you're angry? I can think of the times in my life when I've been angry at certain circumstances, things that may have been out of my control, and I felt out of control. I didn't feel, for the most part, close to God. So we recognize that anger is not going to produce the righteousness of God. Oftentimes it can lead us away from God. With that being said, many of you said God can handle our anger. God's shoulders, Rolf, you said God's shoulders are so big, He can handle our anger. So what do you do when you get angry? Because it is inevitable in this fallen, broken world. You give it to God. You give it to God. Let me give one of the quotes here from Sonia. Sonia Grant says that this is an emotion that we give to Him, and it indicates that there's a belief in God as opposed to being an agnostic, so running away from God. So when you get angry, you bring that anger to God. Let's get a little more granular though. What are the circumstances in life that cause you to be angry? And I think we need to differentiate between the doofy sins that we cause and maybe the sins that are the big macro problems in our world. Think of maybe you have an alcohol problem or some sort of an addiction that you're walking through and you're like, oh, you're super angry at God. Well, I mean, get help. This is something that can be defeated by the power of the Spirit and connected to a church. That's different from, say, the accident that happened in our community, a kid walking across the street and going to be with Jesus in a tragic accident. Those kind of out of control circumstances in life, we give those to God. The things that we don't understand, we give those to God rather than maintain our anger toward God. And the final point is simply this, is the righteous anger of God. Because does sin make God angry? He's the only one that can be righteously angry. Yes, it does make Him angry, but the good news is this, the righteous anger of God was placed on the righteous one, Jesus, who bore the anger in our place, and now all we get to experience through the ups and downs of life is joy and hope and peace and love. So when you get angry, when you get anxious, what do you do with it? You confess it, you give it to Jesus, you look to the cross, you see that all of your sins have been borne there, and then with the resurrected Christ, you move into your day with the fruit of the Spirit. So we're going to get rid of anger. We're going to ask Jesus, take anger away from me that I may live with the fruit of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness. Thank you for your interactions on this story. And the final one is this, there are some things in our world that we simply don't understand. So many things we don't understand. Don Wade told a story of his mom who had Alzheimer's for 20 some years. And he was wrestling with God. God, where are you in the midst of this? It doesn't make sense that she would suffer for this long. And then Don heard a story from a person that had been visiting the nursing home where his mom was for an extended period of time. And do you know what she saw over the years? She saw a husband for 20 some years loving his wife. Don's dad loving his mom passionately. And we saw even through suffering, even through sorrow, Jesus. He saw Jesus. And here's what Don says, that the anger went away like that. God was up to something super, super big. So we give our anger to Jesus, and it's replaced with this macro awe and wonder at the love of God for us. So thank you for your interactions in this vlog. We'll do it again next month. Peace.